Guten Tag alle, Herr Wallace here. Today we're going to go over the cases once again. So just to recap before we start, when is a word in the nominative case? Remember that it's either the subject of a sentence or it comes after a conjugation of the verb sein or the verb werden. And that's also in English called the predicate nominative. And in some cases also after bleiben. Accusative. Remember, a word is accusative if it is a direct object of a sentence or it comes after certain prepositions, durch, für, gegen, ohne, entlang oder bis. Dative. Remember, a word is dative if it is an indirect object of a sentence or it comes after certain prepositions, aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu, und gegenüber. And this is not a comprehensive list, but the most common ones. Okay, so remember from the nominative to the accusative to the dative, how the definite articles change. So in the nominative, der, die, and das will change to der, to den. Die and das will stay the same. Die, the plural, will also stay the same. And then dative, you have der and das going to dem, die to der, and the dative plural changes from die to den plus an n or en added on to the noun following. So if we're talking about indefinite articles, remember in the nominative, der words are ein, die words are eine, das words are ein. In the accusative, der words are einen, die words are eine, das words are ein. So the only one that changes again in the accusative are the masculine nouns. And then in the dative, we have einem, einer, and einem. Okay. So just having a little practice here. These are English sentences, obviously, but we are just practicing to make sure that you can identify what's a subject, what's an indirect object, and what is a direct object. Something that sometimes is difficult for some people, but it's actually very critical if you're going to learn German. So I have not seen him. This would be accusative. In German, if we were talking cases, this would be accusative because it is the direct object. Nummer zwei would be nominative because it is the subject of that sentence. Number three would be dative because it would be the indirect object. Four would be nominative, predicate nominative. Five, can you see me? Me would be the direct object, so accusative. That would be dative because that's the indirect object. Seven, also nominative, comes after a form of sein, or in English is. And where are you? Also nominative. Okay. So if these were German sentences, this would be how these cases would be for these underlined nouns. So now we're going to do it in German. So ich habe, and then if you want to just take a moment actually and work on these on your own, and then restart the video. We'll go over the answers now. Nummer eins, ich habe den Mann gesehen. Die Frau hat es mir gegeben. Ich kann die Katze hören. Wo ist der Mann? Hast du das Auto gesehen? Das ist nicht für die Schule. Wir bringen dem Mann das neue Buch und du kannst das mit der Frau besprechen. Okay, so you'll see how they change here for definite articles. Now remember, for personal pronouns, in the nominative you have the list, ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, and the two z's. So for accusative, this is going to change to mich, dich, ihn, sie, es, sie, or ihn, uns, euch, sie, und sie. And then the dative, it will change yet again. In English, we don't have this happening to the extent here, but in the dative, it's mir, dir, ihm, ihr, and either es, ihr, ihm for it, uns, euch, ihnen, und ihnen. Okay, so I can see you. Ich kann dich sehen. Is that for me? Ist das für mich? I can bring you the book. Ich kann dir das Buch bringen oder ihnen das Buch bringen. Sie muss ihn hören. Er kann uns das Geld bringen. Wo ist er? Sie wird dir die Antwort geben oder ihnen. Und dann kannst du mit mir kommen oder können sie mit mir kommen. Okay, das war's. Vielen Dank. Tschüss.